viewer, thank you for joining me today. I'm Dave, Fugly Vapor, and today I'm going to be taking a look at that. That's the Velocity RDA. It's a clone by Tobeco. I have one coil in it. I'll stick the other one on, show you how I wick it up, juice it up, have a vape on it, and I'll give you my final thoughts. So without further ado, see you down on the table. Right, viewer, here we go with the Velocity. I'll take the drip tip off first and foremost, and then I'll take the top cap, stroke airflow jobby, screws so far, and then we pull him off. So there's your base, as you can see from there. Excuse me, sorry about that, I had a sneeze coming on. As you can see, I've got the one coil on there. I thought I'd save you the pain of having to watch me two coils. So I'm going to put exactly the same coil on the other side. As you can see, it's 8 wraps. It's a Clapton coil. It's on a 3mm post. It's 0.3mm Kanthal wrapped in 0.2mm Kanthal. No, I didn't make it, I bought them. It's one of those jobbies, which you can see, Clapton coil wire, 0.2, 0.3. So yeah, I bought those. Just, it's easier, quicker. Yeah, I do me. I'm a twisted Kanthal person. So just a quick, while we're down this end, as you can see, there's 2 O-rings on that. As you can see, he says, there you go, 2 O-rings on the base. Got 2 posts, 4 holes. There we go, 4 holes, 2 posts. Those holes, I don't know whether you can see or not. Let me try and get you a half decent view of those holes. Come on. Come on. Come on. Right, they are, as you can see, slightly oval. They're not exactly round, they're oval. And they are 1.7 mils across by 2.4 mils high. The juice well is just over 6 mil, so it's a nice deep juice well, and it goes straight the way through. You can see, come on, give you a bit of focus. Here you go. Juice well goes straight the way through, so you can get plenty of juice in. So yeah, so what I'll do, this one's coming out 1.58, which is where I want it to be. On the basis I'm going to put the second one in now, so just get me bits and pieces out, aka Allen key, Allen wrench, call it what you will, coil, and a bit of cotton. So first things first, let's get this ready to roll. There we go. So that's there. in that fashion. Just quickly tighten this up. Excuse my hands in the way. Just going to pinch it up and see where we are for now. So put him that way around. I'll come in this way. He says, my bloody fingers don't work. Got arthritic thumbs which don't make for gripping. But hey, do our best. So that's the coil pretty much where I want it. I'm just going to tweak this side up a little bit. Just put that back on there and just pull this in if I can a little bit. There we go. Let's have a look at that one. Yeah, it's a bit close to the post, but we can tweak that one, I think, a little bit. Get a bit of heat in it, should be okay. Right, pretty good. So, without further ado, I'm not going to do a great deal to those coils now, apart from tighten up the nuts and trim off the excess, and then I think we're about good to go. So that looks pretty good to me. That's lighting up pretty well. Just gonna give this one a squeeze this way, this side. And the way I set these coils on this velocity is I get them just about, if you can see that there, just about level with the holes. Try and get them as high as we can between the holes, really, and out as close to the edge as we can. So they're about at the right height. See how we're lighting up now. Not bad. Yep, that'll do me. And that's coming out at 0.83, so that's fine and dandy for where I want to be. Right, what I'm going to do to assist me in the cooling down process is just put a little bit of juice on each of those coils. Dum, dum, dum. And then we'll set about getting them whipped. Right, that is how I want that. I want this to go into setting the juice well down there. Right, so that's just sitting in the juice well, as you can see. Just got the end of that just sitting down there. Do the same to the side. Just going to quickly roll up one end, poke him through, pull him out to the other side. Poke him down there, just a bit of a quick trim. Now, the reason I say level with the between the holes is because where that hole there is, that smiley face, the mouth of the smiley face as I call it, that bit there, when that's on top of there, as you can see, it's lined up with the coils. Now, those of you who are familiar with the velocity will know about this little notch inside there. You can see just inside there, there's a little notch, and that lines up with that little stubby bit there, there's a little lip. So let's just get some juice on the coils, and we'll go back up the top. I'll give it a vape. So here we go. And then I can give you final thoughts. This is one of the first RDAs I bought actually when I first started vaping, or when I first got onto RDAs. Partly because I'd seen good reviews on it, and also it looked easy to practice my cooling and wicking on, because the deck is pretty easy to work on. As you can see, it's all open. One thing with these O-rings on here, I've noticed, keep them juiced up, put a little bit of juice on, because otherwise they get a bit chewed. So stick it on and then just twiddle it around, click, there we go. Same with this one, just put a little bit of juice on it, which is not quite so bad, I've found, but a little bit of juice. There's the coils, and the little smiley facey hole is there, there and there. Point that to you, you should be able to see there is the coil. Same with the other side, there's the coils. So that's how I do it. I've seen them done similar, I've seen them done differently. This boy just initially pushes on and then pick up the threads, which I have to say, for a clone, the machining is bloody good. I've had no problem with the threads whatsoever. And then from an airflow point of view, as you can see, you've got air there, and you've got a slot at the bottom, you've got little holes at the top. I'm going to wind this almost closed just to start us off. Have just a little bit of air showing from the bottom there. There's a little tiny slit there, which I'll wind up as we go. So I'll put the drip tip in there. That's the finished article. So we'll take it back up top, give it a vape, and I'll give you my final thoughts. So I'll see you back up in a sec. Right, so here we are, back up the top. Coiled, wicked, juiced, ready to go. I've got, say, a little smiley face, just a little slit there at the bottom. I'm going to start it on 45 watts, 6.1 volts. As you can see, there's nothing wrong with the vapor production, and the flavour's good. There you go, slightly more open now, about halfway I think. So there you go, slightly bigger grin on his face. I'm going to push this up to 55, 6.7 volts. That's as big as it gets on both sides, obviously. I have run single coil in this, but it's obviously truer if you put two coils. There's no way of shutting the one side off. So if you want to put one coil in, it will work with one coil. Obviously, it's slightly more air on the one coil. We've got some air going in both sides, but just over the coil on the one side. I've got all the little air holes up the top. I'll shut all those off. So I've just got the air at the bottom. You can see those little air holes there. Depending on where you put them, obviously, as to whether they're open or closed. There you go. Now they're all open, as you can see. You can see right the way through them. The air slot at the bottom there, fully open. 60 watts. I'll give you a 65 just quickly. Flavour's still very good. Up to 70. That's now starting to get warm at 70 watts, which is 7.5 volts. I've got a 75. Maybe a tad warm for me, but hey. And it's yeah. You see how quick that vapor falls. Shows you how dense it is. Boom, down she goes. So yeah, that is the Velocity RDA clone by Tobeco. I got this one from my EPAC, little non-clickable link just there. All the details will be in the description, all the specs. It's 22 mil diameter, 22.05 to be precise. I paid $13.99 from my EPAC. That is the Velocity RDA. So I'm sorry if it's been dragged out a little bit, but I hope you've enjoyed it. Thank you very much indeed for watching. If you have liked it, just leave me a like down the bottom there, and obviously subscribe would be great. So have yourselves a damn good day. More importantly, have yourselves a damn good vape. And I'll see you guys in the next one.